You don't own your house. You're renting it from taxes, utilities, repairs, and rising bills. Now imagine a home that costs $5,983, powers itself, and sends zero bills every month. Elon Musk isn't fixing housing the old way. He's removing the bills entirely, and once you see how this works, renting or mortgaging will feel insane. Here's the uncomfortable truth most people avoid. Even after you pay off your house, the bills never stop. Property taxes, electricity, water, repairs, insurance, HOA fees. For retirees and fixed-income families, housing doesn't get cheaper, it gets more stressful. Now here's the part that changes everything. Tesla isn't trying to make homes slightly more affordable. They're trying to make monthly housing bills unnecessary. And before you dismiss this as hype, stay with me, because the way this house is built and where the money disappears is the part no real estate developer wants you to understand. This is real setup. Before we go any further, let's be clear about something. This isn't a concept sketch. It isn't a 2017 prefab box being recycled for clicks. What you're seeing now is tied to real manufacturing plans, real factories, and real engineering timelines. Tesla isn't approaching housing like traditional builders. They're treating it like a manufacturing problem, not a real estate one. The same mindset that drove car costs down, batteries cheaper, energy systems scalable, is now being applied to housing. Internal manufacturing signals point to factory-built housing units, assembled with automation, standardized components, and energy systems designed to run independently. No custom contractors, no drawn-out builds, no endless add-ons. And that's why this matters. Because when housing becomes a product, not a project, the entire cost structure collapses. In the next section, I'll show you why housing bills exist in the first place, and exactly which ones this Tesla house is designed to erase completely. Housing pain math, where your money actually goes. Let's break the illusion most homeowners live with. You're told the goal is to own your house outright. But even after the mortgage is gone, the bills never are. Property taxes, $3,000 to $6,000 a year, forever. Electricity, $150 to $300 a month, rising every year. Water, sewage, trash, another. $150 plus monthly. Roof repairs, HVAC replacements, plumbing failures. One surprise repair can wipe out months of savings. Now zoom out. The average American homeowner over 55 spends $12,000 to $18,000 every year just keeping a house livable over 10 years. That's $120,000 to $180,000. After you already paid for the house, that's the trap. Housing isn't a one-time purchase. It's a lifetime subscription with increasing fees. And this is where Tesla's approach becomes dangerous to the entire real estate industry. Because instead of asking, how do we sell a cheaper house? They asked a much more uncomfortable question. Which housing bills are actually unavoidable and which ones exist only because of how homes are built? In the next chapter, I'll show you how Tesla attacks each of those bills at the source, not with government subsidies, not with charity, but with manufacturing energy independence and brutal cost elimination. How Tesla removes the bills one by one. Tesla didn't start with the house. They started with the bills. Every major housing expense comes from one of four failures in traditional construction. Homes leak energy. Homes depend on external utilities. Homes require constant maintenance. Homes are built one at a time by hand. Tesla attacks all four simultaneously. First, electricity. This house is designed to generate more power than it consumes. Integrated solar roof, battery storage sized for real daily use. No peak hour pricing. No utility company deciding your bill. Doubled this summer. Lights, appliances, climate control, powered by your own roof. Second, water and waste. Instead of relying on city infrastructure, Tesla designs the system to minimize dependence. Ultra-efficient fixtures, smart usage monitoring, optional rain capture and filtration in supported regions. You're not paying for waste you don't. Create. Third, maintenance. Traditional homes fail slowly and expensively. Wood rots, pipes burst. Roofs age unevenly. Tesla replaces fragile materials with industrial-grade components, designed for decades of use, not cosmetic upgrades every 10 years. No shingles to replace, no siding to repaint, no mystery contractor invoices. Fourth, taxes and fees. This is the quiet killer nobody talks about. By classifying the structure differently from traditional real estate in many regions, the ongoing tax burden drops dramatically, sometimes to near zero depending on local laws. When you stack it all together, the result is shocking: no electric bill, minimal water costs, near zero maintenance, surprises, radically reduced long-term fees. This isn't about living smaller. It's about living lighter, financially and mentally. But here's where most people get confused. They hear $5,983 and assume this is some bare-bones shed. In the next chapter, I'll walk you through what this house is actually made of, how Tesla builds it inside factories, not job sites, and why that's the real reason the price collapses. How Tesla builds a house like a product, not a project. This is the part most people miss. Tesla didn't make housing cheaper by cutting corners. They made it cheaper by removing chaos. Traditional homes are built like snowflakes. Different contractors, different timelines, different materials. Every mistake gets passed to you as a surprise build. Tesla does the opposite. This house is built inside a factory, not on a dirt lot, climate-controlled, robot-assisted, repeatable down to the millimeter. The same way Tesla builds cars, batteries, and energy systems. Instead of wood framing, they use industrial steel and composite panels, materials that don't rot, warp, swell, or attract termites. The structure is engineered once, then reproduced thousands of times. No weather delays. No subcontractors disappearing mid-project. No, we'll fix that in phase 2 excuses. Everything is modular by design. Walls snap into place, electrical runs are pre-installed, plumbing is sealed, tested, and verified before shipping. Energy systems are integrated, not bolted on later. That's how the base structure lands around $5,983. Not because it's cheap, but because it's repeatable. And here's the key shift that changes everything. Tesla doesn't make money by upselling construction. They make money by scaling production. When you build one house at a time, costs explode. When you build 100,000 identical units, costs collapse. This is the same playbook Tesla used on batteries, electric motor, solar panels, housing. It's just the next domino. But now comes the most important question, the one every retiree, homeowner, and skeptic asks next. Okay, but can I actually live in this? In the next chapter, we'll walk through the real living experience, space, comfort, daily routines, and what this house is not pretending to be. What living in this house is actually like. Let's ground this in reality. Because affordable means nothing if daily life feels cramped, awkward, or uncomfortable. This isn't a survival shelter. It's a deliberately designed living space for people who value simplicity, comfort, and predictability. The layout is compact but intentional. Higher ceilings create openness instead of claustrophobia. Natural light is prioritized so the space feels calm, not boxed in. Every square foot serves a purpose. No wasted hallways. No dead corners. The kitchen isn't a toy version. Full-size appliances. Induction cooking that's fast, safe, and energy efficient. Storage placed where you can actually reach it, not overhead cabinets you need a stool for. The bathroom is built for real life, not Instagram photos. Step-in shower. Slip-resistant flooring. Simple fixtures that don't break or leak after 2 years. Everything easy to clean. Nothing decorative that becomes a maintenance problem. Climate control is quiet and consistent, no hotspots. No freezing corners. The house stays comfortable because it doesn't leak energy in the first place. And here's the underrated part. Mental comfort. No mail anxiety when utility bills arrive. No bracing yourself every summer for power costs. No panic when something makes a noise you don't recognize. You stop budgeting around your house. You stop planning repairs years in advance. You stop feeling like the place you live is slowly working against you. This is especially powerful for retirees. Because the goal isn't more space, it's less stress, less cleaning, less fixing, less worrying, but let's be honest. This lifestyle isn't for everyone. If you want a 3,000 square foot house filled with unused rooms, this isn't it. If your identity is tied to square footage, this won't impress anyone. And that's the point. In the next chapter, I'll cover the real drawbacks and trade-offs, what this house does not give you, where the limits are, and who should absolutely not buy this. They're honest drawbacks nobody likes to admit. Now let's slow down and talk plainly, because this is where most videos stop being useful. This house is not magic, and it is not perfect. First drawback, space. This is a compact home by design. You're trading square footage for freedom from bills. If you need extra bedrooms, large entertaining areas, or storage for decades of stuff, this will feel restrictive unless you downsize intentionally. Second drawback, location flexibility. Depends on regulations. Not every state or county treats factory-built or movable housing the same way. Some areas welcome it, others bury it in zoning rules. This house works best where local laws allow alternative housing or on leased land. Designed for it. Third drawback, customization is limited. This isn't a custom-built dream home where you pick every finish and layout. Tesla optimizes for repeatability, not personalization. You get smart options, not infinite choices. Fourth drawback, expansion isn't instant. While modular expansion is possible, it's not the same as knocking down a wall tomorrow. Growth is planned, not improvised, and here's the biggest truth of all. This house is not for people chasing status. It won't impress neighbors who equate success with size. It won't satisfy people who enjoy upgrading, remodeling, or constantly changing their space. This house is for people who are done paying forever, done with unpredictable bills, done with maintenance anxiety, done with housing controlling their finances instead of supporting their life. If you value simplicity, independence, and predictability, this makes sense. If you want maximum space, maximum customization, and maximum resale speculation, it doesn't, and that honesty matters. Because the right solution isn't universal, it's personal. In the next chapter, we'll zoom out and answer the big question: who is this house actually for, and who should walk away without regret? Who this house is perfect for, and who should walk away. Let's make this simple, because clarity matters more than hype. This house is perfect for retirees on fixed incomes who want predictable living costs, people tired of writing checks for utilities, repairs, and taxes that never end, anyone who values independence over square footage, couples or individuals ready to downsize without downgrading, quality people who want housing to support their life, not control it. If your biggest fear is, what happens if my bills go up faster than my income? This house was designed with you in mind. Now, who should walk away with zero regret? This house is not for people who need multiple bedrooms and frequent overnight guests, anyone deeply attached to traditional home ownership status, buyers who enjoy remodeling, upgrading, and customizing, constantly investors looking for appreciation. Flipping or rental yield, this isn't an investment vehicle. It's a cost control tool, and that distinction is critical. This house doesn't promise you wealth. It promises you stability. It doesn't chase appreciation. It eliminates exposure. For many people over 50, that trade-off isn't a compromise. It's relief. So here's the real question to ask yourself. Would you rather live in a larger house that quietly drains your savings, or a smaller one that gives you control back? In the next chapter, we'll bring everything together: the price, the bills, the lifestyle, the trade-offs, and answer the final question that actually matters. Is this the beginning of the end for traditional housing costs? Or just another idea that sounds good on YouTube? Finally, so let's strip everything down to the truth. This isn't about a $5,983 structure. And it's not really about Tesla either. It's about a system that quietly drains people for decades. And what happens when that system finally gets challenged? Traditional housing is built on the assumption that Your income will keep rising, your bills will always be manageable, repairs will be occasional, not constant, but for millions of people especially. Over 50, that assumption is already broken. What Tesla is proposing here isn't a luxury. It's an exit ramp. An exit from ever-rising utility bills, property taxes that never stop, maintenance surprises that hit at the worst possible time, the fear of outliving your savings because your house keeps demanding more. This house doesn't promise a perfect life. It doesn't promise appreciation. It doesn't promise status. What it offers is something far more rare: predictability, knowing what your housing costs will be next year, and the year after that, and the decade after that. That's why this idea feels threatening to the housing industry. Because once people realize housing can be designed to stop billing them every month, the old model starts to look less like tradition and more like exploitation. Now, will this replace every home? No. Will it work everywhere, for everyone immediately? Also no, but here's the part that matters. Every major cost revolution starts small: cars, phones, energy, computing. First, it sounds unrealistic. Then it sounds niche. Then one day it just becomes normal. And when that happens, people look back and ask the same question every time. Why did we accept the old way for so long? If you've ever felt like housing stopped serving you, if you're tired of budgeting your life around bills you can't control, if you want stability more than size, then this isn't just interesting. It's relevant. Drop a comment below. Worth it if you'd trade space for freedom, or not yet if you're not ready, and why. And if you want honest updates, not hype, not fake pre-order links, make sure you're subscribed with notifications on. Because if housing really is about to change, you'll want to understand it before everyone else does. I'll see you in the next one.